Hi, this is What You Waiting For, and it's a woman's perspective on camping and survival. And I wanted to talk to everybody today about the Seal-A-Meal, or Food Saver, the vacuum sealer. And we had recently purchased one at Walmart. It was the bottom line Seal-A-Meal, and it was under $50. I didn't pay extra to get the real expensive one because I wasn't sure if I'd like it. And it turns out that I really like it. But I wanted to let you know a couple tips that I had with the Seal-A-Meal. The first one is, I'll show you here, this is some of the items that we've done. We've done rice, beans, macaroni, pasta, different things. And I usually get them in quantities, and then I put them, like this is a pound, usually in pound increments. Um, I keep looking at the time because I really want to make sure that I get it under 10 pounds. I'm at 10 minutes. Um, but we did them in 1 pound bags. One of the reasons was because when we go to open them up, I don't want to have to open up a 5 or 10 pound bag. And if we happen to have bugged out, or if we have to get up and know that we're going to move, I don't want to open up a bag and then be stuck, with that bag being open without electricity to seal it back up. Another reason is it's easy to take along. If I had to, I could put that. This is a little heavy, but I could put some rice, or I could put some oatmeal, or something like that in our bug out bag. But I also made bug out buckets, and that way, if you do it in 1 pound, you can make a variety. You can make uh, a pound of macaroni, a pound of rice, a pound of beans, add in your other things that you would need, and that bucket would have a variety of food, so you can just grab it and go. Or you could make up a few buckets, knowing that if you're going to be by yourself, you're going to grab just one bucket, because that's all you can carry. And going and picking up a 25-pound or 50-pound bucket of wheat or beans is sort of a hard thing to do, especially if you're going to have to be moving by yourself. But we have a large family. We have 8 people in our house. So I have different buckets, one for everybody if they can carry it. If we have the opportunity for everybody to take a bucket, that's what they're going to do. If we're going to take a car, then we could take all the buckets, put them in the car. But if we could only take one, I don't want to have to pick, well, should I take the rice or the beans? That way you have a little variety in there of everything. Also, in a 1 pound size, if somebody comes and needs food, they don't have food storage, you could honestly go and give them a pound and say, hey, this is all I have to spare. And they don't have to go and see that you're taking a pound out of a 50-pound bag, because then they'll know what you have. Another thing is, if barter, I might be able to barter with it. If it hits the fan, I might use this as trade. Another thing I do is, especially things that I know, dry goods that I know that I'm going to be using soon, I leave a big amount up here when I seal it, so when I cut it off, I still have a big enough bag that I can clean and reuse the bag, because the bags are a little expensive. Some of the other things that I've done is I've seal-a-mealed our documents, copies of our documents, so that if it rains or anything, we have our documents all together, ready to go, and we don't have to worry they're waterproof, don't have to worry about them. We've also done toilet paper, and it really squishes it down, so if you need to put it in your bug out bag, it'll fit. We've done fake MREs, where we've gotten breakfast items, put it all in there with a spoon and everything for my kids, and sealed it up for my kids, 72-hour kids. We've done things like socks, clothes. We've even done a pillow. All these things that we've done in Seal-A-Meal, because the vacuum seals it out, and it's so little, and it weighs next to nothing. Um, Something that I thought about is, I know when I looked on the internet, it says that you can take these, anything that was already sealed by heat, and you could reseal them. It will not vacuum seal it, but it will seal it, so it won't suck the air out. But it will reseal it, and I've tried it, and it works. So I thought the other day, this would be a neat way to keep something dry. So what I did is I have a bunch of like little, the 100-calorie snacks. These are like little bitty, about the size of my hand. So those little itty bitty things. And what I did is I turned them inside out. And this is a little smaller because I made it smaller. And I sealed up the sides, left one side unsealed. And I put matches in it. It does not vacuum seal it, but it seals it, and it keeps the water out. And so there's a box of matches in here. And I thought, well, that would be good to keep anything, the water, anything from getting to it. And also that I can use it for other things. And I was thinking, not food-wise, but I could put Band-Aids, packaged, that's already in this, don't take them out of the container, what do you call it, the sterile, wrapper, just put the whole thing in there. But you could wrap them up by maybe 2 or 3 at a time and seal them, and it's reusing, and you can see, that it was one of those 100-calorie things. I just turned it inside out, so that way I could write on here what it is. You could put bandages in them. These type that are bigger, this is just a small one, so you can see the size, but they have the real big ones. You can cut, and as long as you seal all 4 sides, it's waterproof. And it's sort of like Mylar on the inside. I'm not sure if that's Mylar or not. I'm not really technical. But I thought that you could use it and put many other things. It does not need to be vacuum sealed. I wouldn't put food, but vacuum sealed. Some other things you might think about is your medicine. You might put it, the little caplets that are in those blister packs. Well, I could put a whole bunch of little blister packs in there, Tylenol and other things, and just to keep it from getting wet. You could do the supplies for your first aid kit like that. You can write on there what they are. Q-tips, cotton balls, something like that. But that way you're reusing something that you have anyway, and you would end up throwing it away. I'm going to try, I haven't tried, but I'm going to try to see if candy bags would work, because Halloween is coming, and I know I'm going to have a bunch of bags of candy. Another thing that they had come up with is, for the items, if you need to carry something like shampoo or something and you're worried about it busting, if you seal it in here, when you get to where your destination is, you can open it up and know that if it leaks, it's contained and it's not going to be all over your clothes. Another idea was the ice. I've seen them put ice cubes in the Seal-A-Meal in little bags, and they vacuum seal around it, so when they melt, it's water that they could refreeze, and it was for like boo-boos and things like that. I have kids. It was for, ice or ice packs. And I thought, well, why couldn't you do that on a larger scale and make larger things of ice, put them in there, vacuum seal around it, because you can't vacuum seal water, but you can ice. And you can store them in your freezer and use them if the electricity goes out. They're ice, but when they melt, or you can stick them in your backpack, and when they melt, it's fresh water that you can drink. And it's sort of like those pouch waters that they sell. So I think I'm going to be doing, quite a few of those. The only thing is it's a little expensive for vacuum seal bags, so I'm looking for a cheaper place right now. But that's just some ideas on the doing the food seal, and I hope that you go out and get one, even the cheapest one, because mine was under $50 and it works great. So I suggest everybody go and get it, because it's really useful. So get out there, and what you waiting for?